Today we are going to talk about how TFIX is reaching unreached children. And with me, as Mansi introduced, we have Nivriti, who is here sharing the space, and Ravi Dhanuka from iSaksham. So first, I want to say, just share what is it? What is TFIX? Why TFIX? And we'll straight jump into it. With that, I want to share that why TFIX? What is this TFIX and how are we reaching the unreached children? I want to share two stories. One is my own story, where I've taught at different times, being in education for so many years. There are a couple of spaces that I've taught in urban cities as well as in rural spaces, and worked with children and teachers across the country in many spaces. Uh, Nivriti, can you change? And if you see over here, there are very clearly through this journey, I have learned a couple of things very clearly. It stood out for me very clearly. One is literally that education needs to be contextual, right? We cannot have one shoe fits all. We are so diverse in India that the education needs to be contextualized for each space. The other thing I realized is that be it any child or any person across the country or even across the globe, each one has potential, and each one, if they have someone who believes in them, gives them opportunities, gives them that learning space, I think they will learn and blossom. So this is my learning from my story. I want to tell you TFI story. As you all know, it started in 2009. Uh, Nivriti, can you change? Yeah. With the vision of one day all children will attain an excellent education. In 2014, being in 7 cities of India and teaching in English medium schools over there, Teach for India actually sat down and said, is this through our fellowships in 7 cities and by working in urban cities, are we really reaching all our children? And of course, the answer was no, we are not. There are so many children whom we are not reaching. And hence, what do we do about it? From this entire conversation, one of the programs that started, or rather got created with me being part of this entire journey, was TFIX and the launch of TFIX. And what is TFIX? Through this, what we believe is, what Teach for India knows is that we can run fellowships. But do we understand the context of our country? No, we don't. And hence, how can we launch fellowships which are contextualized, right? So here, there are two things. One is, we want to build the local pool of leaders across our country, and that means through the fellowship, and actually reaching unreached children again across the country through the contextual education that we would like our incubation to provide to our entrepreneurs. How that is done, I will pass it on to Nivriti to share more about it.
Thank you so much, Archie. I have to say that I'm sure 3 minutes or 4 minutes was not even close to capturing the breadth of information and experience that you've had throughout the education space in our country. And definitely leading TFIX has been one of those, it's gained from you a lot. So to what Rajshri was saying, what does TFIX do? As she said, we really believe teaching is a way to build leadership, and that can happen in any space. But TFI didn't have the contextual understanding of all of those places where our entrepreneurs are. How do we reach every child without that contextual information? So, can we bring together our network and expertise of running fellowships and get organization and entrepreneurs who actually have that contextual understanding and match them and get fellowships running across India? So, our mission is to build local leadership in every sphere, in every area where we enter. And we do that through a year long incubator. So, what does that mean? So that means that we find and select really passionate entrepreneurs. Vivek is a great example. We have Ravi with us, who's going to be speaking later today. Um, Once we found those entrepreneurs, we support them through a 1 year intensive process where we do workshops, we do mentoring, a wide range of exposure activities where we get them to understand the skills and the mindsets needed to launch a fellowship. And that's a 2 year teaching fellowship wherever they are. That fellowship should empower leaders around them um, to be able to change things in their community, in their area, in their region, and of course, should keep impacting children. Um, so, for example, Vivek from Kotra, Rajasthan, launched a 2 year iDiscover fellowship. Um, and it's running at the moment. And his first batch of alumni have even finished the fellowship and have started things of their own. But what do we do once that year-long incubation is over? We want to nurture a lifelong community of our entrepreneurs. We want to stay in touch. We want them to stay in touch with each other to ensure that it's a collective that builds on each other's best practices towards impacting their own regions and each other's. And that's been some of the most exciting things that I think we've done. So that's a little bit about our model. If you see, where Teach for India is currently based, and if you look at the map and see where TFIX sites are based, that's what makes it really exciting, because, it can show you the potential and the growth. I think one of the most exciting things has been the different types of contexts we've worked in, in the last few years. To give you an example of maybe 2 or 3 this year, we have Michael, who's working in Karnataka with children affected and infected by HIV. We have Ravi and others who have worked in rural Bihar. We have Anirudh with us this year in this current cohort, who works with skill development, so very different from traditional education. So a wide range of sort of ways of educating children, a wide range of regions and places where people have not accessed excellent education. And I think that's what's really exciting about the work that we do. And finally, this has been our impact for the last 3 years. We've worked with 17 entrepreneurs who have launched fellowships. They have had more than 400 fellows across the country working in different areas who have impacted 45,000 children so far. And we will have more fellowships launching by the end of this year, which we're really, really excited about. But I think this is the quantitative impact. I think the qualitative impact is our entrepreneurs walk out thinking of a much broader and wider vision for education. They all talk about how they've grown as reflective leaders and how they've really begun to make the connections between each other, as well as a lot of partners in the organizations that we help them partner with or within Teach for India. So I think there's just a lot of exciting work that happens at TFIX, and I think the potential is just beginning to be unleashed. But but I wouldn't like to talk about the impact alone. I think what would be really exciting is for you to hear from Ravi, our entrepreneur who was with us in the first cohort and launched his own fellowship. And he can tell you a little more about like his journey, the growth of the fellowship, and what impact it's had in the region. Ravi, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Nivriti. Would you like to move on with the slide? Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to present the model of iSaksham Fellowship before all of you. We have heard about the TFIX model. The iSaksham presentation would give a glimpse of what variations this fellowship can evolve and adopt into in different parts of the country. So I would start with describing who we are and what we call our fellows. So iSaksham is basically a community of edu leaders. These edu leaders are young girls from backward villages of Bihar, 12th past, very passionate about education, on a journey, on a path of self-discovery and trying to do something for the community, but they need that catalyst to channelize their energy. So our fellows comes from this segment. For example, Tanya, her testimony, her statements would give you the kind of key drivers of their motivation which enable them to join fellowship. So for example, for Tanya, it's changing the mindset of the community so that girls get equal opportunity to learn and educate herself. For Sudha Kumari, it's about changing the pedagogy. She does not want next generation kids from her community to go through the same rote learning based pedagogy practices. So she joined fellowship. Nivriti, we can move on. So before going further into the details of the fellowship, I would like to do a brief context setting. We all know that public education system has its own challenges, but as we move towards the interior pockets of the country, we would see that the fragility of such public institutions intensifies and the conditions worsen. So while we believe that there is one paraphernalia of government institutions, systems and processes that exist to fight on day-to-day basis to make the system work, what we believe is that unless the community becomes part of this journey and engage with public education system, not only in terms of information exchange, but they are empowered and capable to support the public education system. And this is where the large scale and sustainable change would come. So fellowship for us, you can move on to the next slide, Nivriti. We all know these data, so I would not have too much about them. So fellowship for us is an opportunity to create experiential program for local youths, mainly females of such communities, who understand what education is, who experience that they have power to bring that change, and in the long run they become agents to drive that community ownership to engage with public education system. So from this philosophy, we have three core pillars of our fellowship program. One is the capacity building of edu leaders, which is not only training on teaching skills and pedagogy skills, but how also this fellowship acts as a stepping stone in their journey to evolve as a long-term change agents. Second, how they become capable to enrich learning experiences of children. This happens during the fellowship through their direct engagement with government schools, where they teach for 2.5 hours on daily basis. Post fellowship, we see them as growing mothers of tomorrow, who as part of a community active citizen, create such enabling environments in their community so that this learning experiences is not only confined to what happens within the premises of these schools. And third is the community ownership, how they engage with parents, different community based organizations in areas, political institutions to drive the agenda of quality education. So we have been doing this for the last 5 years. We have reached out to 5,000 kids through 150 edu leaders. We have so far done 4 batches of fellowship, 2 batches have graduated. We are now an alumni strength of 35 odd fellows. The batch 5 is under process. We are likely to have 100 more fellows this year. We have reached out to 130 government schools plus community learning centers. In a very short time, what we could present the impact in terms of quantitative numbers. So we have seen that 60% of children have shown significant improvement in their learning outcomes based on the in-house baseline assessment that we have done. But that is just part of the story. The major change comes when we see how those classroom transactions and interactions evolve over a period of time between children and community edu leaders, between community edu leaders and community, and between edu leaders and school administration. So this is where the real joy of seeds of change are sown. 90% of our alumni are growing as education professionals. We have 6 to 7 alumni of our first 2 batches of fellowship who, after experiencing the power of teaching, decided to continue to stay within the education system. They worked hard, they prepared for entrance examinations, and now they are pursuing MA in education from one of the best universities in the country. So this is the power of fellowship that we have experienced of us. Not only how children attain quality education, but how it also impacts youth and transforms their life, which we see in the long run, creates a powerful community to bring that change. So this is all I had to share about iSection. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Ravi. I think what has been my biggest aha moment whenever I've spoken to you has been how you've inspired the youth to come back into education and actually pursue their own education through, teaching others. I think it's been so inspiring to see that happen. And as you shared, people going back into higher education and things like that is just amazing. Thank you so much.
Right, so that's why we kept the motto of iSaksham very simple. It's Seekhe Sikhaye. It's not only Sikhaye. So you learn and then you teach and you pass on that learning to the community.
Yeah. And brilliant to hear that you'll be recruiting 100 more fellows this year. That's really exciting. So I think just to close things up, hopefully you got a good snapshot of the kind of work that Ravi is doing and many others are doing across the country. Of course, there are very different models that our entrepreneurs have built. But just thinking about what Ravi shared, what Rachidi and I shared, would love for people to engage and think about, what is similar and different to your experiences of teaching, of learning. What have you sort of experienced already in those spaces and what was new for you? And if there's something, a spark or an idea that you're taking away, we'd love to hear about it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think we have too much time for questions, but you can always contact us. We can share our contact details. I think someone from the FIRCI team would be doing that. And we would love to hear from you if you're interested in, understanding more about TFIX, understanding more about, how do we reach children who are extremely marginalized, what kind of models our entrepreneurs actually build and work with. And we'd love to engage and answer all your questions and probably collaborate as well.
Yeah.
So,
And if you have any entrepreneurs or you are an entrepreneur who wants to launch a fellowship anywhere in the country, please reach out to us. We are more than happy to have you with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, all of you. It is so inspiring to watch your work. Our YouTube comment section is actually full of great work. We're so interested to know the current focus on children who are not reached. It's literally full of thank you comments. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, FIRCI team. Thank you, Mansi, Shweta.